guys, today I will be highlighting a learning disability success story in the hopes that this will be the first of a series of videos that I will do entitled Someone Like Me. Now the goal is to expose students and adults with learning disabilities to other people who have learning disabilities, who are beating the odds and who are doing amazing things. It is so important for all of us to see ourselves, and oftentimes when people experience hidden disabilities like learning disabilities, it often makes you feel like you're alone. But I want people to know that you are not alone, and there are awesome people out there who have experienced the same things that you are experiencing, and with hard work and a never give up attitude, they were able to beat the odds. And I want you to know that you are able to beat the odds also. But before we get started, if you're new here, let me take the time to introduce myself. I am Cindy, the LD Educator and Coach. I am a special education teacher whose goal it is to share hope and to dispel myths about learning disabilities and special education. So if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel and checking out more of my videos. So let's get started.
Deontay Dorsey.
This is Deontay, and he is one of the first students to graduate from the school I started 5 years ago. You don't hear urban, student with a learning disability, special education, and beat the odds all in the same sentence often. But all of those things reflect him. He was reared in an urban setting, placed in special education because of a learning disability, and he beat the odds. This past May, he graduated with an associate's degree. By all accounts, Deontay is a statistic, but he has proven those statistics that say he should be dead or in jail are not his truth. With hard work and the right resources, this young man has done amazing. It was such an honor to attend his graduation at Georgia Military College. You really want to learn a little bit more about Deontay, right? I know you do. We actually invited Deontay back to his alma mater, Triumph Transition School, this past May to be our commencement speaker. So here's more of Deontay's story in his own words.
This speech is called Doubt Turned into Determination. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, graduates. It is an honor to stand here before you. I would like to say thank you to all of the people who God sent into my life these past few years to make it possible for me. As I stand here looking back over the past few years, I often reminisce back to high school. Entering high school, I wasn't focused. I felt that the streets had more to offer than my education. Getting my education was an important factor in my life. During my high school years, I put myself into many bad situations, but God sent me Ms. Lumpkin to turn all that around. I was introduced into Triumph Transition Institution. This institution opened many doors in my life I would never imagine. It made me feel as if I had a purpose in life. I was able to graduate high school and obtain many football offers. At this point in my life, I felt like it couldn't get any better. For the first time I was able to leave home and experience college life that everyone has always talked about. As I went off to college for the first time, I had many high expectations. After attending the college summer camp for football, I ended up back at home, looking for a better opportunity because that school wasn't for me. The following fall, I attended Georgia Military College. At GMC, it was a different environment I was used to, but it felt like the exact fit I needed to develop my character. During the beginning of the first year, I played hard on and off the field. Right before the season could kick off good, I became injured. I was out for the two to 3 months, which was the rest of the football season. During this time, I was in a dark place. I felt as I had let everyone down, including myself. I felt hopeless and didn't know what to do or which direction to go in. This following season, the coach no longer wanted me because I was not able to show my talent in the previous season, and more boys began to move up and to take my spot. I ended up coming back home once again, feeling defeated. Even though I wanted to throw the towel in, the only way I could cope with the pain was to work out. The whole entire summer I pressed through and kept pressing all the way through my doubts, and I kept the faith. Before the end of the summer, my former coach called to bring me back on the team. I pressed all the way through the football season and the fall and spring quarter. My graduation slowly approached. As graduation came closer, I became more anticipated for all my hard work to pay off. A week before my big day, I was notified that I would no longer be able to walk. This completely crushed me. I was not a disappointment, and no one could tell me anything different. I wanted to tell you my story, tell you my journey, to let you know that life isn't going to be easy. You have to work for success, even when you feel like giving up. Do not never give up. Never feel like you do not have a purpose in life, because you do. And it's okay if you do not know your purpose right now. It will come to you. Each time you get pushed back, make the fight even harder the next time, because you will have the different strategy to make you win. Each time you get knocked down, get up. Each time you get up, you will become stronger, wiser, and more determined. You will have to turn those I can't into I can. If you never fail in life at something and overcome it, there will be no story to tell. In life, you can only fail if you give up. Look at me, I never gave up. To this day, it still gets harder, but I will never give up, neither should you. I went back to school, and now I'm graduated with my associates from Georgia Military College this month. I will be attending Fort Valley State University in the fall, and I will still be playing football. I just wanted to encourage you to turn your doubt into determination, and you can achieve anything you can ever imagine in your life. When it's all said and done, we will all have a story to tell. I want to thank all the people that's been in my corner all these years. Thank you for never giving up on me.
How can you not love him, right? Deontay is so awesome, and I am so extremely proud of him. I believe there are so many things that we can learn from his story and his journey. I wanted to pull out just 3 of those things to give you guys something to think of. First, failure. Like, you have to embrace it. I know for a fact Deontay doesn't always make the right decisions or the best decisions, but the thing is, whenever he's knocked down, whether it's his fault or some other reason, he always gets back up. Failure does not crush him. He takes it, he learns from it, and he moves on. Also, you have to understand that every environment may not be the best environment for you to thrive in. I don't know if you noticed this from his speech, but he said it. Deontay went to 1 2-year school, and it was completely different from everything that he has ever experienced living in inner city, and it just was not a good fit for him. And so he was able to really understand that. He was able to complete a season, and then he said, you know what, I think I need to go somewhere different, somewhere that I'm more accustomed to and that they are more accustomed to me. And we went back to the drawing board and we looked up other schools until we found somewhere that Deontay felt he could thrive a little bit better. And lastly, but not least, the last one that I really can pull out from Deontay's story is the fact that Deontay often surrounds himself with people who can really uplift him and who can support him. I know his girlfriend has been a major player in his life these past couple of years, and she has stuck with him, she's stuck by him, and she has been a voice of reason at times. She's been a source of academic help. Then obviously there's me. Deontay still has me in his life. There's some other coaches and other mentors that he have in his life, and he often bounces ideas off of us. Not that he always listens to me, But you know, he'll check in and he was like, hey, Miss Lumpkin, this is what's going on with me. And he will at least listen to my advice, and whether or not he always does it is another thing. But he really understands that in order for him to continue to be successful and to be the best that he needs to be, he needs a team. And I'm so proud that I am a part of that team. And like always, I just issue a call to action to you guys. Sometimes the world seems so huge and we do not know how we can make an impact. And what I've learned myself is that you take one student at a time, one person at a time, and you pour into them, you mentor them, you do whatever it is that you can do to help them to find their wings and fly. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like it, please give us a thumb up and then leave a comment below. All right, bye-bye.